Welcome to Custom Homebuilders Solutions, also known as CHS, a job costing, full accounting, and profit management software for the professional home builder. In this video, I am going to talk about something requested by builders to where they figure out how much profit they have earned on a job, and they're wanting to transfer that much cash from maybe a construction checking account to an operating account so that they make sure they don't use too much of the job cash, but they do want to use some of the money they earned. I ended up deciding on some tools to use, and that's what I'm going to show in this video for tracking what you've transferred before. It's a matter of just moving money from one checking account to another and tracking how much you've moved. But it's mainly to decide, okay, I have this much cash from this job, I've earned this much based on the costs I've posted so far. So I want to move how much I've earned, the profit I've earned, into my operating account. So I'm going to talk about how I have developed some tools to help you do that. First of all, I've opened the chart of accounts up here in a tab, and I'm going to click the button for set control accounts. And by control accounts, there's a few accounts that CHS needs to know which account you want to use when you're doing various things. You'll notice that cash/profit transfer clearing, if we're going to do transfer, we need a clearing account because we're going to take money out and put money in, and we're just going to use this GL account to post the offset to the monies in and out of the various cash accounts so that they don't impact any other part of your accounting. It's just you moving money from one checking to another. This builder has the account number 1099 as a profit transfer account set up on their chart of accounts. You can see that down here under the list of ones that are in the cash section, but it is not marked as a cash account. It's not one you're going to be doing bank recs on. Actually, the balance in it should always be zero because you're just using it as a GL account to do transfers, and you'll see how that works.
So let's take a look at how CHS can figure out how much earned profit that you can transfer and how much you may have transferred previously. So I have opened the Active Jobs dashboard right here, and I have selected the job Loveman, and I want to take a look at the Report Central for this job. Over here where you see the word profit, contract, revenues, you would expand that, and then down here you're going to see revenues earned, profit transfers. So let's take a look at that. First of all, it's going to tell you that a report titled Percentage of Completion and Profit Transfer Worksheet will open when the Continue button is clicked. The report will calculate percent complete, estimated profit, and revenues earned for the job. The report is very dependent on the contract type selected for the job and on accurate estimated costs at completion. Be sure to open your ECC worksheet regularly and check mark actual costs that are done and to review all ECC data. To see more info about how the profit is calculated or to set the contract type for the job, try using the hyperlink on the Report Central window, which is what we're on, to set contract type and price and to review profit calcs. After that window opens, you can use your browser tools to print that window. So let's cancel this for a second and take a quick look at what they're talking about here. Notice that Loveman is marked as a fixed contract, and they've entered a price based on some suggestions for the profit percent that they'd like to receive on the job, which CHS has figured out a little bit for them. And they've had a fixed price of this minus the budget that they created for an original estimated profit. Then the fixed price plus any change order prices plus an allowance adjustment for various cost centers that were marked as allowance and that you were going to charge the customer for anything over that allowance. So there's a revised price right there. Then they take away the current ECC to show you the revised profit and the profit difference. You also can get a quick contract balance report here showing you that same thing, amounts of monies received, and what the contract balance is as of today. And a profit cash status that's showing you all kinds of things. First of all, the original price calc and this and that and the profit variance like we saw. Total revenues received, remaining to receive, actual job costs paid, and things about the current cash status. Just wanted you to know about those as we go into looking at the profit transfer worksheet. We've already looked at those notes, so let's click Continue and see what CHS has done for us. Right here at the top, you can see that it says current revised price. If contract type is fixed or unknown, it is based on the original price plus COs plus an allowance adjustment like we saw. If you marked it as a cost plus markup, the revised price is based on the current ECC plus the markup. That shows you the value of having your ECC correct when you do this. If cost plus fee, it's based on a current ECC plus fee plus CO's fee. So here's the current estimated profit today based on the revised price we looked at, less the estimated cost to completion. So the report moves on down here and figures out a percent complete based on the posted cost to date divided by the current ECC and comes up with a percent. Then what it does is it figures out the revenues earned, which is the revised price up here times this percent complete. So these are the revenues earned to date as calculated based on your numbers that you have on the ECC and your price. So profit earned today. Now look, it says less previous profit transfers are 0. Profit transfers are posted to that GL number 1099 like we looked at just a little bit earlier. So we haven't taken any profit transfers yet. So now it's still showing that full amount as the earned profit to transfer. But it says check below to see if there are enough revenues to transfer. This little section here is telling you how to post the profit transfer, and I'm going to show you that. So we won't go over it right here, but it does give you the instructions. If you come down here, it has a section for cash over or short for completion. Shows you revenues received minus posted costs to date and less previous transfers. So your cash available is actually only $34.31. If you took this whole profit, you're going to dip into your cash. In other words, you probably need to take another draw from them, etc. before you do a profit transfer and have enough to do it. But let's just looking at this, say net cash available. Let's go ahead and take $3,000 in our profit transfer and take it to operating for some things we need. And I'll be showing you that. This is showing you out to completion, remaining estimated costs, and over short all the way out to completion. In other words, you'll get a lot more money before you pay all these estimated costs. And then it's showing you some more about all the way out to completion, additional expected revenues and profit, the revised price, minus revenues you've already received, additional revenues expected, over short for completion. From up here, you can see that up here is the additional profit expected out to the end of the job. You add the additional profit expected plus the earned profit to transfer, and you'll get the same number of estimated profit at completion that you see up here at the top of the report. So this says to go do a journal entry and do various things, and I'm just going to show you that, but you could print this report out, send it to PDF, and hold on to it, and then follow these instructions for posting your profit transfer to move money from one checking to another. But before we go to do our adjusting journal entry, let's export this report to PDF so that we'll have it in another tab up in our browser. So it's right here. Let's jump back to the program and close this and close this. And let's go back to the Home main menu. And as the report suggests, let's just use the index and start typing adjusting journal entries in here and click that, so that it will open the screen for where we add new journal entries. And then the instructions say to add a new JE batch. And if you'll notice, it asks, is this going to be a job profit transfer AJE? So we might go ahead and select yes on that right away. And let's just do it as of today. And let's give it a batch ID, which I suggest something like PT Loveman. For profit transfer is why I did that. A hyphen, you can't use an underscore. And then the date, starting with the year, the month, and the day. That's just a suggestion for the batch ID that you might use, so that it's kind of clear what you're doing when you look at the list of batch journal entries. So let's create a new JE batch. It knows that I said yes to this profit transfer, so this window has opened up for me. We are interested in the Loveman job, so let's select that. And if I clicked this, I'd get this same profit transfer worksheet that I already have open, which is this button right here, so I could look it over again. And remember, we decided that we should only transfer about $3,000 of the profit from one checking to another. So let's use from cash account BOA construction and then to our operating account. We want to transfer $3,000 from this one to this one, and we want it to be marked as a profit transfer so that it will show up on this report. So let's just click this. It says it will be automatic. It's not going to pause and say, "Are you sure?" And it comes back and it says it's been posted successfully. To view the records posted in the AJE batch, click the View Posted AJE Batch button. And these are the 4 entries that CHS has made behind the scenes for you. First of all, it's taking $3,000 out of that cash BOA in construction, and the offset to that has a job code. When CHS looks for previous profit transfers, it's going to look for ones that have that job code in the profit transfer account and pick up this $3,000. So we don't want that job on this other profit transfer entry. We're just clearing the profit transfer account out, the minus 3,000, so it'll always be 0 like I mentioned earlier. And we're taking and putting the money into the cash operating. I hope that makes sense to you and gives you a little idea of how CHS is looking for profit transfer entries for a certain job in the accounting database. So let's close that and say, well, we're okay with that, but maybe we want to look at our profit transfer worksheet report again and see if it's picked up that $3,000. Let's look down here, and sure enough, less previous profit transfers. So we only took $3,000 of the $31,000, and that leaves still this much to transfer if we go ahead and go get some draws so that we have more revenues received. So that's about all there is to it, getting that profit transfer journal entry posted so that CHS can track profit transfers for you and then make it easy for you to come and do a journal entry batch that will post the profit transfer and get the money on your accounting books moved from one checking account to another. I hope that helps, and thank you for watching.